Okay, in today's session, what we will do, we'll talk about AWS application load balancer. Okay, in last session we discussed about network load balancer and how you can control the traffic. Also, how you can design a solution with high availability. That's what we discussed on the last session. But in this session, what application load balancer will do in addition to your normal network load balancer. Right, let's understand that first, and then we'll see how we can implement this in AWS. Application load balancer and the network load balancer. ALB layer 7, okay, and network load balancer layer 4, and legacy one, avoid, don't use it. Application load balancer, at where it is sitting, it is sitting on web front, and then there is an internal load balancer. It can communicate with other EC2 instances in this design. Let me see. Yeah, sys layer 7 purely used to manage HTTP and HTTPS. You can't load balance some application traffic, or you can't simply load balance any TCP/IP random port ranges that you can't simply do the load balancing by using layer 7 load balancer. Because let's see, let's, yeah. If you see layer 4 transmits data using TCP or UDP, and you can control from port 1 to 65,000, whatever the number of ports are there for each and every machine, that you can control over this layer. Okay, and the application layer is purely works based on 80 or 443, which is HTTP or HTTPS. Only these two ports. And especially these two ports, why you need these many, when why you need a dedicated load balancer. You also need, in some cases, you also need web application firewall integration and sending a traffic across multiple locations. Okay, multiple use cases are there for layer 7 traffic load balancing. So in this case, in this scenario, what we will do, we will try to do it HTTP only. I don't have a SSL certificate to show you HTTPS traffic, but we'll do the HTTP only in a different way. Okay, let's take a VNet, and in this VNet, just like a previous example, I have three subnets. Okay, but in this case, I have main page web server. It's like what we tested on Azure, Zakir. And images. The last one is videos. Let's say I have three EC2 instances running on different zones. Okay, one is functioning as a main page, another one is functioning as a photos gallery, and one more EC2 instance is like live streaming or streaming videos or stuff. Like this, I have a three different functionality included in the same web server or a same web page which we hosted. And what I want to do, I want to connect all these things with the AWS application load balancer. Okay, normally it will have a public IP, so it connects to this as a backend pool like this, and you'll have your internet gateway somewhere here. And it receive a traffic from internet gateway via some public IP. And outside, how you will access? Outside, how you will access? Over the internet, right? Over the internet, if you're trying to access something, the request goes via internet gateway and received by your load balancer, application load balancer, and it will send it to a respective web server. Now, what is the condition? Let's see. So I will try to place some other component over here, which is your AWS Route 53 for your DNS. And also, I will try and connect with my GoDaddy domain, one of the domain in GoDaddy. Okay, goes via Route 53 and goes to GoDaddy, and the website name is, let's say, you have some website like this. If somebody is trying to access this website over the internet, it goes to GoDaddy because the domain is purchased in GoDaddy. When the request goes to GoDaddy, GoDaddy will say, boss, there is nothing to deal with me because this website is not hosted in my premises. This has been hosted somewhere else. Please go to AWS and talk to AWS. Now the request will be forwarded to your Route 53. Route 53 is your AWS public DNS where it can receive or send a public DNS request from and outside world to inside AWS platform. So once the request has been received by Route 53, this request will hand over to your application load balancer. And application load balancer will process that request and hand over to the respective server. Now, if nothing is mentioned, if it is a plain website, then you will get an output from main page. Okay, if I mention something like this, images, then you should get an output from this web server. And similar case, if I mention something like this, you should get output from video source. In short, the functionality of this application load balancer is this. This we call it as path-based routing. Okay, path-based routing. How to implement this? We will see now. VPC 10 5.0016. Okay, so this is 10.5.1.0 Another one is 10.5.2.0 24. 10.5.3.0 20. These are the three subnets. I will place the resources inside and we will try to configure and test it. It will take little longer time. So let's go ahead and test. What I need, a VPC. Create. Or let me see if I have three subnets in any of these. I'll leave it. Again, if something is missing, we need to spend load balancer testing 10.5.0.060. Okay, and subnet. I can see something. Just a second. 10.10. Yeah, we have a three subnets. Which one is this? Let me rename this. Azure, sorry, AWS application load balancer, VPC. We have this one. So rather than creating another VPC, let me delete that. And we will use 10.10. So what I will do, I'll modify this back to 10.10 series. Like this. And what's the subnets we have? Let's see what subnets I have used. 10, 1, 2, 3. Fine. Self-explanatory. Web subnet 1, 10, 10, 1.024. And this is your 2.024. Fair enough. So now the simple thing is you need to deploy three servers in these three subnets. That's it. Let's check the rest of the stuff. Internet gateway and let me edit this. Subnet associations. Fair enough. And what kind of rules we have? Internet gateway. Fair enough. So AWS application load balancer route table. Scroll down. Security group. I believe this one. This is the one which we are allowing for the same. Yeah. Now, at least the VPC2 part is avoided. Let's go ahead and deploy EC2 instances. There's no choice because chargeable, right? So let me disable the new experience. Launch instance. T2 micro is fine. And where you're placing in load balancer VPC, web server 1, and need a public IP. Scroll down. What is the IP address that we are going to assign? 10.10.1.10. And we need a Nginx web server inside, right? Yum update. Okay. So let me copy this into a notepad. Anyway, I need to supply this for other two servers as well. Next, 8 GB is fine. So main page, web server 1. Launch it. And two more servers are needed in a different subnet. Enable. Our public IP 10 10 2.10. You can supply this same code. Anyway, we are going to modify that in some time. So images web server 1, and the security group is the same security group. Deploy. So this is the second web server. What about the third one? Ten dot 10.3.10. Okay. And the name of the server? Select the security group. Done. All the three instances has been deployed. So let me copy my keys. Give me a moment. I'll copy the keys onto my desktop. Okay. So let's go back to main page and take this public IP. What I need to do, I need to modify this web page a little bit. So EC2-user, what is the key? I have this login key. Let's log in. So if you want, you can try and accessing the web server. It will work, but I want to modify this to a different web page. Okay, so vi, what is the file name? User share nginx html / user share nginx html index.html is the file name. Just edit this file. Okay, just modify this, save it, refresh. Okay, so this is your main page server. Whenever you access this main page, you'll get a output like this. Okay, and let me log in into the second server and modify it accordingly. Images. This is my images server. We are not testing Nginx or a web page testing. We are actually testing a load balancer. For that, these pointers are needed in order to route the traffic more efficiently. Okay, so cd/user share nginx html. Under this directory, I need to create one more directory called images. Copy your index file or copy everything onto user share nginx html images. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me edit this index file. Okay, image. What I will do, copy this. Okay, and I need images, right? Let me copy this image and replace this one. Okay, just copy this line, add it into your code. Done. Now let's try and access the same. This is your web server, right? You go and access slash images. Okay, yeah. You have to format it accordingly, but you will get a web page accordingly like this. Same thing with the videos. Let's take the public IP. User. So what I will do, I'll do the same thing. cd slash user share nginx html make directory videos and copy everything under this directory onto user share nginx html videos. Done. Go to videos. Edit this page accordingly how you will host the videos. Right. So what I will do, in HTML, right? This is the syntax how you can add your videos into HTML page. Okay, what I need to do, just remove this and let's check this. Copy only this syntax and replace it here. Copy the syntax. It won't play. Reason is you are not using SSL certificate, but you will be able to see the videos page. Now save it. What I need to do, copy slash videos. See, Flash player and all are missing. You need to write some code, but you can add the videos, and this is available here. Okay, the rest of the formatting is your web skills, web development skills. So let's close this out. I have all the three servers ready. Now what I need to do, I need to configure these three servers in such a way so that I can access these things from the outside web server or from the outside domain with the following format. So for that, what is the prerequisite? We need application load balancer. That is the objective, not these web servers and all. Okay, so scroll down, you'll see load balancers. Create a load balancer. You need to select application load balancer. Select AWS application load balancer. Internet facing or internal? Internet facing. Port 80 is fine. Now you can select anything, or you can edit the last one. I'm leaving. You can edit. This option is not there in load balancer, network load balancer especially. You can't edit these things, right? So what I need to do, I need to select my own VPC. I will only select two. Third one, if you want, you can edit later on. You can add the third one later on. Let's see. And next, fair enough. Security group is the one which I have created. What is the target group? Target group is backend pool 1 instance HTTP over port 80, okay, and HTTP. These are the timeout conditions. 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds, it will retrieve 2 times. It will wait for the session acceptance for 5 seconds. Accordingly, it will mark as healthy or unhealthy. Register. So what I will do, I will install or I will register only the main page web server, right? Only the main page web server and create it. There's no difference. Only the difference is you are, instead of network load balancer, you are selecting application load balancer. Let's see. Backend pool 1, it is having how many servers? It is having only one server. I'm adding the main page server. And the front end, the load balancer will work on this URL DNS name and try and access this one. It is still not provisioned completely, so that's the reason you will not be able to. But what I want to see, you can edit the subnets and add the third one later on. This option is not there in your network load balancer. Once you created, you created. You can't add or remove more and more subnets later on. Save. Let it provision. Okay. Meanwhile, what I need a GoDaddy, right? So let's go to GoDaddy. Give me a second. I don't remember the customer name. Fine. Copy. So this is my customer name and password. 86 days. So go to DNS. You see, currently DNS is pointing to Azure for previous sessions. It is pointing to Azure. Now we need to change this back to AWS. Okay, let's see how we can change it back. It is still provisioning or it is active? Still provisioning. Let it provision. Meanwhile, what I will do, I'll go to all services, Route 53, scalable DNS and domain name registration, Route 53. Okay, what I will do, go to hosted zones, create a hosted zone. Now, what is your domain name? Right, just give the domain name, public hosted zone, create. Okay, your domain hosted zone has been created. What do you mean a hosted zone? What is the domain name on the outside public DNS? You have to give the same name and create a record in Route 53. So what it will do, it will give you another 4 DNS name servers. You need to populate these DNS name servers into your custom domain supplier. Who is your custom domain supplier? In this case, my GoDaddy website. Copy each record you need to populate over there. In short, this domain is created in these following 4 name servers. So from anywhere you can resolve it. Save. Let's see. Okay, acknowledge, save it. Okay, scroll down. It's fair enough. It is already saved. This website is having lot of bugs. Go to my account and go to DNS. You can see records were updated. Okay, that's a GUI buff cache issue or something. So we have pointed records back to here. Means in short, from in between these two, there are 4 channels like this. If one goes down, GoDaddy can use another 3 to send the traffic. Just for that reason, we have 4 DNS entries. Minimize this and hosted zone. We have only one hosted zone. Fair enough. Let's go to load balancer and see whether it is still it is provisioning. Okay, so let it provision. Let me see the output. Still it is not giving me any output. Come on, it should provision, then only we can proceed and test it something. Okay, even though if you're trying to access it, you see the DNS itself is not resolving. You can't do much unless it is up and running. Copy and let's see. not working. Go to NIC cards. Somewhere you will see NIC cards, right? Network interfaces. Okay, so only one IP is created so far. This is a public IP and this is a private IP for your ELB, application load balance. See, but still it is provisioned on the network standpoint. But if I go to load balancer, it is still in the provisioning state. I don't know why it is taking too much time. Normally it takes 5 or 6 minutes max. Let's wait. Can't do much. How much time left? Okay, we still have 15 minutes, right? Yeah, fair enough. We can test it.
In between, can we configure that images and videos for?
No, it should be in the provision state unless until you want it won't come back
Okay, after
to
that.
active. Yeah, it will further delay
Okay.
if you keep on editing the stuff. I don't know why it is taking this much time. Okay, let it provision. Meanwhile, I'll create one more thing. Okay, AWS load balancer 2, internet facing only. Okay, backend pool 2. Next, I won't register any targets with empty with no targets. I've created a new one. Let me see. We can add the targets at any point of time once it is provisioned. The provisioning itself is taking too much time. That's the reason. Rest of the things are ready. When I say rest of the things are ready, even I can connect this with my domain. Copy this DNS name. How to connect to domain? Fairly simple. You go to the domain which you have created in hosted zone, create a record, okay, and simple routing. Next, define a simple record. CNAME. Okay, what is the endpoint? Completely modified it. Yes, record. Fine. Record set is still not showing up because it is not provisioned yet. If it is one of the record is provisioned, you see both are active. I don't know why. The first one is taking so much time. The second one is created very quickly. So let's go ahead and refresh this one. You see, by default with the provisioning, it is going to the main page. So let me discard the second one. We are not touching the second one. The first one itself, on the target groups, in the target group description, the web server main page, it is sending a traffic. Now what I'm saying, this is fine. If you access this web server, by default it goes to the main page. Now when it will send the traffic to the images server, when there is a certain condition. How to add a conditions? So if you go to listeners inside the load balancer, there is a HTTP listener which is having port 80 associated. Within this listener only, we are adding all the rules and regulations. Where you need to add a rules over here. View and edit rules. Okay, and add a rule. What kind of rule that you are adding? If by default, then forward to backend pool 1. In other case, if it is a path, what is the path? Slash images slash star, then forward to, you need to create another backend pool. Okay, so what I will do, I will go back and create 2 more backend pools. The second backend pool, let me delete this. This is of no use now. Okay, because the second backend pool belongs to the second load balancer. Let me delete it. Done. And second backend pool deletion is very quick, gone.
Why we
Okay,
created two?
first one is structured provisioning, so that's the reason why I was testing whether there is there an issue. If you look at first one I created 8 minutes back, second one within 1 or 2 minutes it is showing as active. That means first provisioning is delayed somewhere on the back end.
Okay.
So target group name is images instance HTTP under the VPC. Scroll down. HTTP, fine, create. Close. And let me create one more backend pool. One more backend pool is videos. Again, place it in a right VPC. Leave up the rest of the options. Create. So you have a 3 backend pools. What I will do, I'll select the images one, edit the targets, and try to add images web server. If you have a multiple web servers, you can add them. And another section is your videos web server, add them, save. Done. So you have a 3 different pools or 3 different backend pools for routing a traffic. Go to load balancer and go to load balancer listeners under 80 view and edit listeners. Add. What is the rule? If there is nothing mentioned, go to here. If there is something mentioned like this, /images forward to images. Okay, and insert save and add one more rule. What is the path? /videos /star, where you are sending forward to videos backend pool. Save it. Done. These are the three rules. So you can add a percentage of traffic. In the sense, if you have a 3 or 4 backend pools, then you can add 50% to one backend pool and 50% to another backend pool, like that. That is also possible. Fair enough. Now what I will do, I will go to my endpoint. I'll ping you guys on the chat. You can try it. By default, it goes to the main page. When I say images slash, it goes to images server, and if I access videos, it goes to videos page. See, all the three backend pools are responding based on the URL that you are accessing. The same thing I can connect with my domain. Let me try and connect. Cancel. So you guys can try that, the one which I pinged. Meanwhile, we'll see how to configure this one. Create a record. Simple routing
Alias.
0. Sorry.
We need to create alias record, right?
No, not the alias record. And
Oh,
where is it? US East 1. Is it the same? And let me see what is the description says.
yeah.
128.5625, right? The same thing.
Yes.
5625, the same thing, right? So you are connecting this domain with my application load balancer on the back end, and define a simple record. Done. Scroll down. You see the record has been created that points towards load balancer. Okay. So now what I will do, I'll simply go to here, replace with try and access this. You see, you can access this website now with this name. Don't use HTTPS, use only HTTP. You will be able to access it and see images. It goes to images server on the back end, and videos. It goes to video server on the back end with my custom domain name. Right? In this picture, if I'm accessing something on the internet, goes to GoDaddy, goes to Route 53, goes to load balancer, it will take a decision whether it is a main page or images or videos. So in general, how we develop this. We will not put these conditions like this. Normally we will just host the main page. On the main page you will have a buttons here: about, home, and images gallery, live streaming, videos gallery, so on. So the moment you click on the respective URL, that will take you to the respective page. When the respective page is accessed, let's say videos is clicked, then automatically the next request will not send it to the main page. The next request will send it to the videos server on the backend here. So this is how you can do path-based routing by using application load balancer. And you can further connect with your custom domain with the help of Route 53. In Route 53, you'll have a multiple options. Those we will see while we're talking about CDN or CDN and Route 53. We'll talk about later on. And you must have a GoDaddy domain if you want to practice something, or some free domains are there while practicing it. So let me tell you, free dom. .tk. Yeah, so you can use .tk instead of .co.in. What you will get? You will get a .tk. .tk is available. It is for free. You can get it. You have what you have to do. You have to register and check out the domain. For practice, I'm saying. Only thing is you will get all the features. Only thing is you will access through .tk. If you don't want to purchase the domain while practicing it, you can use this one. All these CF, TK, ML, GA, all these domains are free. You can register on the site and you can use these domains for practice.
Shri, I have a question.
Yeah.
How many my instance I can add in a backend pool, in one backend pool?
Okay. So the maximum count is
Because I
AWS.
saw that you created three backends pool, one for main, one for image, one for video.
Yes. There's around 1024 pools that you can create for one load balancer that
So
it can
how,
route.
let's say for example, under image, if I add 2 to 3 servers, then how it will load balance in between them?
You can add a weightage.
Weightage.
Yeah, for each and every server. Then and your servers cannot be on the same location or cannot be on the same zone. You can put it on the different zones.
Mm-hmm.
Let let me show you. So you can have a two servers or you can have a multiple servers.
Mm-hmm.
You can add them, but you need to remember this subnet is not spreaded across one zone. The subnet can be spreaded across 6 different zones. So if you have a 6 image servers, you'll have one server in zone 1, another zone 2, zone 3, zone 5, and so on till the zone 6. So you can have a 6 different image servers in your backend pool. In a backend pool, go to listener, view and edit rules, and edit this one, and path is added. So forward to videos 20%, videos 20%.
Okay,
Fair enough.
got it, got it.
You can add a weightage here.
So I don't have to add more load balancers like that. Okay, I was just thinking like that. So this is the weightage.
Okay, yeah. So I've added instances. That is the reason why it is asking me to select these things.
Hmm.
If I don't add instances, I can add a NICs directly. I can add a NIC cards as well.
Okay.
Okay, so where you need to select while creating load balancer itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so demo. Next, and next. Here you need to select the IP, the target group. It will
Mm-hmm.
function based on the IP. So you can specify the IP addresses. That is easy rather than specifying instances. That option is also there. That only thing is you need to write rules in such a way.
And if any changes happen, let's say in IP or something, so it is automatically reflected over.
No. You need to update it.
Need to update.
You have deleted a server. You created a new server. The target group won't understand what you have been deleted and what you have added.
Okay. And in S3, you added, you selected
Route
this.
53, Route 53, not S3.
Ah, sorry, Route 53. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
you added this as a alias record
Let me
for
show
this
you. Yeah. So
new.
let me show you what I have added in the Route 53. Go to the description of your load balancer,
Hmm.
and it will give you one DNS record, a record, right? Copy, and you check this one. You will get a three public IPs.
Yeah.
These three public IPs are belongs to zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, or subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. Means, let's say this is one this is one building. Inside the building I've placed the main page, right?
Hmm.
So if it will talk to this, and another endpoint is this. This is another public IP, and you have third one. What is this? This is this public IP for each and every subnet. This subnet, in fact, this subnet is sitting in building 1. This subnet is sitting in building 2. This subnet is sitting in building 3. So
Hmm.
what it is doing, for each building it is creating one endpoint with the public IP. So application load balancer is spreaded across all the three buildings.
Hmm.
Even if one building is completely vanished, your application load balancer is functioning without an issue because it has a two other public IPs.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
and the problem here is you need to place your resources in high availability mode.
Yeah, exactly.
If your building is gone, your main page is gone. What you will do with these two servers?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so your main page must be saved in some other location, or some other location based on your feasibility, or some other country or some other region
Yeah.
in other times.
So my question is, are there any is there any chances this IPs or this public endpoint can change?
These are no, these public endpoints will always change. That is the reason while you're creating load balancer, while you're creating a load balancer, scroll down, load balancer, select the subnets, and you see assigned by
AWS.
AWS, or you can pick your own.
Okay.
Okay, if you have a public IPs created, you can select and you can apply your own public
Elastic
IPs.
public IP so that it
Elastic
can be
IPs,
okay.
yes.
And
They are fixed.
is there any chance that that DNS that name of the URL of load
No,
balancer,
this will never
this
change.
will
Once it
change?
is provisioned, it's provisioned.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, because you don't have a reboot, restart, okay, reset. There's nothing as such.
Yeah, because we added this in Route 53, so I was thinking if it changes, then do I have to update there?
And then every week you have to do the same.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
is not the case.
Sure.
Fair enough?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anybody? Vamshi, Vidya, Gopal.
Can we place this network load balancer on top of the application load balancer?
Below, not above.
Below. Okay. So in network load balancer, if one node goes down, another, I mean the application will be running from the another node, right? So what is the agenda here in the application load balancer? So
Even in this case, if you are adding 20%, 20%, 20% load, if one goes down, another 4 or 5 different endpoints are there. It can survive. Application will never go down.
okay,
Okay. Only thing is, ideally for this testing, I should deploy 6 servers. 2 main page servers, 2 image servers, and 2 video servers. So 2 means if one goes down, another will pick. So same thing, we can add it in the application load balancer. Now,
okay,
fairly simple. You have to go to rules, and in each role, you have to place 2 servers here. You have to place 2 servers here. You have to place 2 servers here. 50-50 weightage.
okay, got it.
Okay, so it will do the both. Only thing is I skipped uh, half of the lab because of the time constraint. So if I want to develop the full-fledged scenario, even we can deploy the both the load balancers and design the solution in a different way. But today is what, Wednesday, right? We need to sit on Saturday for those kind of testings. So at least I need 2.5 hours to do the testing. Only the deployment and configuration will take 2 hours. Testing is just like 2 minutes. You'll access that web page. You're done. But just to deploy those things, I'll need at least 1.5 hour to 2 hours. Right? What I'll do is I'll explain the internal load balancer and the application load balancer connectivity, how this can be implemented with the same. Okay, tomorrow I'll explain. When you're practicing it, you can refer the new diagram and you can practice it accordingly.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll show you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So let me stop here. Any other questions? Zakir, Gopal?
So thanks for it. Yep.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, let me stop here. We'll catch up tomorrow, same time. We'll